we run an omnichain explorer for account abstraction specifically, where the developers can come and see what's happening in account abstraction space and the transactions specifically for that. We, unlike other explorers where if you go to Google and search for an explorer name, you can come to us and search for across all the chains. On our platform with account abstraction, you can use things like Google sign-in, passkey sign-ins to actually come to the dashboard to get your API key, where developers can then leverage it for getting the data APIs from our platform. These data APIs specifically for 4337. Things like Google sign-in, Safe Wallet sign-in, there's also Twitter sign-in and others. I think one of the main feedbacks that we have got talking to multiple different app developers were that uh, account abstraction was a little complicated because there's so many more things that they had to actually keep in mind. That they had to deprioritize the onboarding flow for the users till they actually get get a MetaMask version out, UI version of the application out. Uh, Another feedback was basically that a lot of their users that they are targeting have assets in MetaMask sitting in different chains, and onboarding those people onto a new smart account flow where there's an email sign-in is not the best experience for their users. So I think this is where the improvements using the 7702 is actually going to help, and also the chain abstraction concept that's actually coming up right now. So for account abstraction, there's a new kind of transaction called user operations, where multiple different user operations are going to be bundled together and then submitted as a single transaction into the EVM chain. Now, things like Etherscan is not going to actually show you, okay, hey, this particular transaction had 10 different users' actions in it. And the user is not going to be able to go to the logs and find out what exactly happened to their wallet. So this is where we split up this transaction, 10 different transaction user operations to show exactly what's happening for a user. We accurately show what's the user's address, the wallet, what he interacted with. Even if he interacted with 100 different accounts, we actually show that in our Explorer, the main page itself. Helps the new developers who are coming into blockchain actually figure out what's happening. I think the advancements by around the chain abstraction and the 7702 is going to be pivotal because of all the feedback that we have been receiving so far. Chain abstraction, because as of right now, even with account abstraction, actually moving balance from one chain to another chain is still a complicated process where you have to go involve yourself with the bridge, you have to move the funds around, and then actually use the application. Out here, you are still dealing with multiple different wallets. Whereas with chain abstraction, you can have something like a debit card over here, which can just get connected to any of the application and the wallet the application generates and use it seamlessly. Where you can maybe have just one account with all your USDC in it and use hundreds of other applications where you actually need to use that USDC for. With the 7702 that's actually coming up over here, now this allows you MetaMask to actually use EOS and MetaMask to actually use these features of 4337, where you can start using a new chain without any gas tokens in it. The main components of a chain abstraction would be you would need a magic account as of right now. A magic account is an account where your USDC or USDT token is locked. Once this is logged, it allows the paymaster to actually withdraw funds and give it to your wallet at the time that you want to make a transaction for. So these are the two main things: the paymaster and the account. But other than this, there's also the bundler and the entry point, which still works the same way as a 4337. The bundler will take the user operation and validate with a magic account whether it actually has the funds or not, and then go about submitting the transaction. So we aim to help the developers building in chain abstraction make their job easier. This is by showing the different user operations that have been connected. Suppose you have funds in the base chain and want to make a transaction in the Polygon chain, we will show that, okay, hey, these two user operations are connected and you can see it together. You can decode and see what's happening in the call data in the base chain. You can see what's happening in the Polygon chain and where it has failed and how they can improve their workflow in debugging. In terms of adoption, majority of the ecosystem has not yet heard of account abstraction. It's mostly the researchers and forward-thinking people who are still exploring account abstraction. If you look at the top applications in account abstraction, I guess some of them are mostly funded by big companies to actually use account abstraction and give a better user experience for their users. But I think the time is slowly changing where in the recent 1 or 2 weeks, a lot of the applications that I've been speaking to, I'm like, okay, hey, yes, account abstraction is a novel concept that they would need to use it to actually go after their users. Because more and more applications are actually saying, okay, hey, how can we onboard regular people who are not heard about crypto onto the crypto rails because of its benefits? Challenges is with 4337, I think the major challenge is the complexity of it. Now, before there was only one particular node that you had to deal with and one library. With account abstraction, you're dealing with multiple different libraries. The moment a user is onboarded, you create an EOA for him. Using the EOA, then you create a smart account for him. Then you can deal with all the modules that's involved with for the user and his action. Then you need to think about, okay, hey, how can we actually integrate a social login or a passkey login into the flow? Now, these are like three added complexities into it, where the developers usually like shy away from it, saying that, okay, hey, we'll maybe think about this later. Let's just get something out first. In our account abstraction journey is mostly partnerships with the chains, where we help the developers in that particular chain onboard into account abstraction. Because recently we partnered up with Open Campus. We are promoting account abstraction in that particular chain, where a lot of developers actually are interested in using it. I think this is having our explorers put up in the documentation page has been like the most useful partnership for us. There was a demo recently shown by Third Web where they have used session keys. That was like the coolest demo that I have seen. It's basically an RPG game like Diablo, where the person at the time of login, a session is created for him, and from then onwards, the entire experience of using the application does not involve you to actually take your wallet out, scan a QR code, and actually sign a transaction. And this entire thing is just hidden behind. I guess for account abstraction, the main motto is let's make blockchain invisible, and with session keys, it actually happens. In terms of debugging, it's our Jiffy scan. But if you want for high-level overview of analytics, do check out Kofi's product Bundle Bear, where you'll be able to see at a high level how many user operations did a particular bundler work with, the different applications that are present, and what kind of activity they are doing. In the next 6 to 12 months, I'm really want to see that, okay, hey, I don't see that there'll be one single account where I can load all my funds and use the entirety of blockchain, irrespective of which chain it is. I don't want to touch a single bridge. Figure out, okay, hey, which token do I need to use for this particular chain to actually sponsor for the gas, and just use it as though the blockchain does not exist at all. In terms of starting, I think the best resource out there I've seen is the 437 Mafia's GitHub repo. It has like a comprehensive overview of every single thing that's there in account abstraction, right from introduction to the more complicated topics on how the different EIPs work and what they do.